the first assignment. You can click on Available Online, and it'll be a Google Doc, typically. So the first assignment will be just getting to setting up the development environment. Right? This will ask you to install certain libraries, certain tools. We'll ask you to install a particular version of Java, where to download it and install it locally, how to configure your local environment variables, how to, if you're using some Unix-based OS such as Mac OS, how to make certain variables available to the entire environment. If you're using Windows, we give you some help there as well. We also ask you to install Maven. Maven is a build tool that allows you to download packages and jar files and put them in the right place and make them available in the class path for a particular project. And so we're asking you to download and install that locally and ask you to test it whether it's working correctly. We also ask you to install the Spring Boot framework, which is a very it's a simplified version of Spring. Well, not simplified. It's an opinionated version of Spring, right? That already has all sorts of defaults and makes it really easy to get started implementing Java middle tier applications. So we have links for you to download the command line tool to create Spring Boot applications. If you have a Mac, you can use Brew to install Spring Boot. If you don't have Brew, you can install it like so. Once you have the Spring Boot command line interface installed, to create an application is really simple. You just say Spring in it, and this is creating a web application. And we're asking you to please follow this naming convention. Right? All projects and source repositories should follow the following name: CS 4500, the semester Spring 19. Section 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever section you're in. This is section 2, I think. And then this is a CCIS username. Right? Mine is JGA. Yours will be something else. Right? So everybody should have a unique CCIS. This is creating a simple index file saying welcome to CS 4500. This is using Maven to compile, build, package, and deploy a local jar file, and you can run it using Java jar, and then you can test it to pointing your browser to your local server. There is a IDE that goes along with it, but it's based on Eclipse. I know a lot of folks don't like Eclipse, so you can either use the STS tool, or if you prefer to use IntelliJ or some other IDE, you'll need to configure it a little further to use. Although it should be able to import just a regular POM project, and it should work just fine. If indeed you're using the STS IDE, you can install it from here, and you can import the project you just built. You can import it into your IDE so you can use the IDE to build and package and run it within the IDE, and you can step through the source code and whatnot, and do some debugging. You're also going to be asked to create a really simple REST controller. So REST controllers allow you to have data that is available on the server, make it available to folks that are outside, right, through some URL. Right? So ask data from the server. In this case, the data is going to be something simple, something like hello world. That's it. Right? The controller, we're going to create a Java controller that is going to map the following URL. So if you say localhost API hello string, it's going to return just a string hello CS 4500. So it's just we're going to give you all the source code and how to we're going to handhold you to create this. This is going to be used later on, so that we can expose data that lives in a database, expose it to the rest of the world, so that we can ask for users, we can ask for a list of users, we can add users, we can remove users from outside of the application, right, by sending URL requests to this application. we expand on this idea by being able to send back not just a string, but send back an actual object, right? A Java class object that has one single property, a message property, and then we map that object to a URL, and it returns a hello object that just says hello object CS4500. And so when you navigate your browser to this URL, right, it returns a JSON representation of that object. This is only introducing the fact that a server can not only just serve HTML, but it can also serve data. All right? And that has become more and more the preferred way of building web applications today, right? Where you have the server serving data, not only static HTML and JavaScript, but also serving dynamic data. Right? And we'll talk about that a little further as we go. Then we ask you to deploy it to Heroku. If you prefer to use AWS, that's fine. I find Heroku to be a little easier for students. So we ask you to create an account on Heroku, log in, and download the Heroku's command line interface. You might need to install Python for the CLI to work. Most folks will already have Python on their machines. Otherwise, you'll have to install Python. You log in with the same credentials that you used to create the account on Heroku locally. And then you use Git. You'll have to install Git. If you're using a Mac, typically you'll have Git already installed on your machines. If you're using Windows, you'll have to install some third-party Git client, source tree or some other Git client. So to deploy to Heroku, Heroku is a place where you can have servers running. Right, it's free for Heroku. And you'll deploy by adding your source code to a Git repository and then pushing it to Heroku. Okay, and then you can navigate to your own server. Right, your server will have something like, will have your name, CS4500 SP19 S1 SGA dash Heroku app. That's what Heroku adds at the end of your URL, your domain, to make it unique. You'll be also asked to commit all your source code to a repository. It'll be your repository, right? Your own repository. You can use either github.com, or if you have a CCIS account, you can use a CCIS's school or GitHub account. Yes?
That's what I was going to ask. For CCIS GitHub?
Yep.
Or GitHub?
Yeah, you can use either. Right. The only thing that might be challenging is that on GitHub.com you can invite anyone to be your collaborator. I'm not sure how that works on the CCIS GitHub, if it allows you to invite other students to be collaborating with you. I don't know if they turned that off. If they did, we can't use the CCIS. Yes. So I'm not quite sure how they configured the CCIS GitHub. So push to your repository, and this is what you're going to submit on Blackboard. You're going to submit this URL. That's one of the deliverables in this assignment, right? The link to your repository. Also, the link to your Heroku app deployed on Heroku. So that link, right, to wherever you deployed on Heroku. So those two links need to be deployed to your submitted in your to your Blackboard. Jira. I'm asking you to fill out this form. This form is going to ask you for your NEU ID, and if you know your CCIS, to submit your CCIS account username. All right. One of our TAs will take this information and will create a Jira account for you, right, so that you can log into Jira and participate in the sprints and the boards and the projects deployed on Jira. Yes? Right? I would ask you for you to do this right away. please, if you don't have a CCIS account, you can go to myccis.neu.edu and either apply or reset your CCIS username and password, or go to a system admin for them to help you there. Everybody okay? Awesome. So that's the first assignment. The assignment has a rubric. You can take a look at I believe it's available to everybody. You can look at look at the rubric. It will ask you, have you submitted the Heroku URL? Yes. Have you submitted the GitHub URL? Have you invited everyone, all the TAs and myself as collaborators? So we should see an invite from you, right, in your repository that we are collaborators. We're going to visit your Heroku URL. Does it say welcome? Does your repo name, does it have the correct pattern? Is it CS4500, SP19, S2, or S3, and your CCIS? If it's already taken, right, we won't penalize you. Right? Obviously, if it's not unique, obviously, let us know. Your Heroku hostname, does a simple REST controller work? So we're going to hit your API hello Spring. Does it return hello CS4500? We're going to hit your API hello object. Does it display message hello object 4500? Did you submit your CCIS account? So trivial stuff, yes? So all the assignments will have a rubric, and you'll be able to see every point where it goes. All right? Any questions? Yes?
I can't seem to find the list of due dates for just the domain.
Should. Well, no. This is me editing, so you should be able to see it though.
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay. All right. Let's see. Yes. I'm sorry?
You said we can use AWS.
Yes, you can.
Can we use it for this assignment, for example?
Yep.
And
Sure.
do we get like accounts?
Nope. It would be your own. You have to apply, and I think they give you like $100 to spend. The only reason I discourage is that oftentimes students complain that they left it on for so long, and they're starting to be charged money on those accounts. So they're asking to turn off the servers. That's the only caveat. But you're welcome to use it if you have an account there. The only other caveat is that it might not let you name the domain exactly the way you want. Right? So we'll need to work with you, to whatever name they do allow you to use. Okay?